All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to a very short Drums and Drams live stream. If anybody's watching this on the replay, you're going to see this under the live section of the page, but it is a live video, but this is meant to be more of a quicker live stream kind of review. Give me 1 second. I'm hearing myself in my ears. Okay. So yeah, this is going to be a Larceny Barrel Proof 2023 flight that we're doing today blind. I've got everything poured out already to get going. I will give you the proofs of these as we get started here, and then I'm going to mix them all up, and then we're going to do this flight. The reason I'm doing this, if you watch the weekly dram on Monday, you'll see in that video that I said I wasn't going to stream this week, and this is not a full-blown stream because I want to give my body a break from last week's craziness that I did, that 4.5-hour ordeal. The ordeal is the best way to call that. But today, in addition to this Larceny Barrel Proof blind flight, we're also going to dive into Larceny Barrel Proof laser codes, and we're going to talk about all the different micro batches. I'm just kidding. We're not doing that. Oh, I love micro batches, though. You guys know this. It's still heating up out there, you know, out in the whiskey wild. Anyways, I will check the chat throughout this. I think 30 minutes is plenty of time to get through this blind flight and have some chat interaction and hang out a little bit. So hit that like button, please. Yeah, everyone's like, no laser codes. Okay. Yeah, Jeb says, going with the Burb Leisure Wear tonight. Yeah, I just filmed the Michter's 10, the whiskey number 3 of the year video. I don't know what you're talking about, Michter's 10. I just filmed that a second ago in this, and then I put the video up, and I haven't changed yet. So, yeah, micro batches. Guys will see micro batches and think, hell yeah, that's... need to make a meme. Okay, so here's what we got. The reason we're doing this here tonight, I can't remember if I already said this. Sorry if I did. I've got Larceny A124 right here, but we're not doing this tonight. This is going to be on Monday as part of the weekly dram, which is a great place to put something like this. Larceny A124 review is going to be on the weekly dram. And, yeah, I think Tuesday, the day after, will be the 1924 Old Forester. Either Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll get that review out. So keep your eyes peeled. It's going to be a great start to the week this coming week. All right, let me give you these proofs. A123, 125.8. I could put these in a little banner. We could be really efficient about this. Okay. A123 is 125.8. Yep, I should have already had this made. I didn't think about it. 124.4 for the next one. B523 is 124.4. And C923 is 126.4. So we're within 2 proof points. Yeah, we're within 1% ABV. So, you know, not crazy here. I'll leave that scrolling on the bottom of the screen. So with that said, let's get these Larceny bottles out of the way. Okay. And we're going to keep these 3 in front, and we'll mix them up. Unfortunately, tonight, I'm not going to do the note card thing where I show you what I'm drinking ahead of time. There's no time for that. We'll just go through. It's just 3 pours of these Larcenys. I'll give you some notes on each. I'll put it in a certain order here, and then I'll give it to you at the end. And this will be a great jumping-off point for Monday's weekly dram episode with A124, because I can take my winner from this flight, put it up against A124 on a side-by-side just to give a nice little comparison. Now, before we get into it, I'm going to start mixing these up. I think many of us already know this, but A123 and C923 won Fred Minnick's second and third spot of his top 100. And there's been a lot of discussion about Fred's stuff, and I want to be like super clear as I mention his name. I have the utmost respect for Fred Minnick and what he does, and I always say that these top lists for me are just a little crazy and, you know, a little overhyped. Even what I'm doing right now, I'm trying to kind of say, don't listen to this list. It's nothing, you know. But Fred is obviously a professional at what he does, and I think it is kind of like some of the list is crazy, but you're tasting 100 whiskeys in a row. That's crazy in and of itself. But what is pretty cool is that he had 2 Larcenys back to back. He had C923 number 2, A123 number 3. So if that doesn't show some level of consistency in his palate that night, you know, that is a pretty badass thing to have happen. So I wanted to point that out as we get into this flight here. That scares me a little bit because maybe these are going to taste wildly similar, and I'm going to have a hard time putting these in an order, but we'll see. There we go, Roy, with hold water on the micro batches, my catchphrases. John Cloud, I'm still wondering myself. Okay, Daniel P is the first one. Dropping in a Larceny laser code. Let's get it going, guys. Let's twist the secondary market in a knot. Cool. So, I saw... What did Mike say? Since Fred names this his number 2 whiskey of the year, I'm waiting for the laser code comparison on the C923. Yeah, it's coming. Okay, let's do it. Cheers, guys. Hit that like button. Thank you if you're catching the replay. Here we go. Let's start with from your left to right is the order I'm going to go in. 1, 2, 3, or ABC, however I end up calling them. From your left to right. All right, first one. Remember, these are all Larceny Barrel Proof, so kind of across the board on these, we're looking at a Heaven Hill profile, we're looking at nuttiness, cinnamon spice. This is kind of the base profile in my head of Larceny Barrel Proof, so what I'm going to give you through this flight are the things that differentiate them, not necessarily say, you know, peanuts on all three, all right? What's up, Len? All right, first one, I'm getting a little bit of a cream cheese kind of note on this first one, which is weird. Like, I did not expect this. It's actually strangely kind of giving me a Maker's vibe on this cream cheese note. That dairy thing in here. I'm uncomfortable about this because I don't remember getting this on any of these. Yeah, it's like peaches, cream cheese. Yes, there's sharp spice in here, very sharp ethanol forward spice. And a little bit of a hay note. So cream cheese, peaches, hay, sharp spice, ethanol on glass 1. Okay, so that's just the nose. Glass 2 now on the nose. This is much tamer on the nose. Make sure I coat these glasses fully. Give them a little stroll in the glass. I think that's what Ralphie says. Okay. On B again. I got to put it next to A. Quick side by side. I should use 1, 2, 3 so I don't confuse anybody on the batches. Yeah, B feels on the nose to be a little tamer. B or glass 2. God, I can't remember. Glass 2 on the nose, a little tamer. More pepper. So it's more reserved on the flavor notes, but the spice is more of a peppery spice with less kind of aromatics to it. That glass 1 is throwing me for a loop. It really is that cream cheesiness. I'm not so sure about it. Glass 2. This is just more straight up Heaven Hill Larceny Barrel Proof spice kind of notes. Sawdust. And glass 3. Glass 3 may be more light fruit. This is even more tame. But the approachability between the three, glass 3 for me is my favorite so far on the nose, just in terms of putting my nose in the glass. What do I smell? You know, how is it hitting me? The first impression is better on glass 3 than the others. I think so. Hey, Tim. How's it going, man? So I'll do quick down the line. Wow, big difference is starting to come out here. Okay. So we're going to just taste down the line. Let me get a sip of water first. Ooh, Tim just popped a Jack 12. Nice. Good choice. So I guess on the nose, I'm not even sure of the order I would go right now. If you want something that has the most going on the nose, whether you like it or not, is glass 1. Because that cream cheese and this funkiness jumping out of the glass. But if you want something balanced and approachable, it's glass 3. And I think glass 2 would be in the middle of both of those. It jumps out of the glass, but doesn't have that funky cream cheesiness. It's a little more balanced. So in some ways, I like glass 2 on the nose maybe the best because it's striking a balance between super funky and almost too reserved. Yeah. So I'm going to keep that in mind. Let's go down the line. Glass 1 now on the palate. Cheers, guys. And I'm going to do 2 sips of each as I go down the line. I just want to acclimate to this first. This kind of a profile. Okay. So again, this is the cream cheesy one. Brown butter on the palate. I like the palate on this one. It's not quite as funky as I thought it would be, given the nose. What's up, Matt Porter? Thanks for the super chat, man. Sorry to interrupt. I just unboxed 24 Glens. Do I really need to wash them first? Yes. But I'll also, Matt, understand, dude, I'm like a total wiener. I'm a neat freak. You know, semi-germaphobe, kind of neat freaky. Selectively on both, though. Sometimes I can just let it fly, and but for me, I gotta wash the Glens. Although I don't use Glens, I use my cheater glasses, as you guys know. Sorry, Dan Shook. And also sample bottles. I wash all the sample bottles first too. System trender. We also. Oh, trust me, I already made that joke. Okay, guys. On glass 1, now starting to emerge from cream cheese, peaches, whatever I said in the beginning. I remember cream cheese and peaches. I'm actually a little bit of pineapple coming out. So this bright fruit note, peach, now pineapple. I mean, they're relatively in the same range. Glass 2, certainly darker on the nose, like I was saying. Still as impactful as glass 1. But less funkiness. More straight up spice. More burnt. This is one of those burnt Heaven Hill kind of profiles on glass 2. Some people might call that dry fruit, but to me there is... Wow, actually that's got a great finish. Glass 2's got a great finish. That's still going. That's a standout for sure on glass 2, the finish. Wilmo is killing it in the chat. I'm losing my train of thought, guys. For anyone watching the replay, sorry. It is alive, Ooh, glass 2 is coming together for me. Even though it has that burnt profile. Oh, what I was saying is some people might think of this as dry fruit when I say burnt. But I really, when I say burnt or kind of toasty, I mean, like in this case, it is a wheater. I'm getting wheat bread notes. I'm getting burnt bread notes, which is working together with these fruit notes. And it feels like the best way I can describe it would be like a burnt cherry or a burnt fruit note, which is strange, but that's just how it comes together on my palate. Wilmo, my bad, made him lose track. Yeah, you gotta let me have this, man. I'm just trying to do a 30-minute live. Oh, jeez. preemptively throw 2 Glens on the ground right away, says Daniel. I love it. Okay. On to glass 3 now. Same story. This is very muted on the nose. Just like it was a bit ago. But maybe the most oak out of all of them. So tame, but it feels like it's showing some good age. Huh. Wow. So relaxed. It's like nothing's really there on the front of the palate. And then all of a sudden it ramps up. Mid-palate, smoky. Glass 3 is smoky. Huh. I don't drink a lot of Larceny Barrel Proof, as evidenced by the fill levels on some of these bottles. And it's not a brand that's ever really clicked with me, but I keep my eye on it. I do the reviews. I taste them on live streams. But do I ever really lay them out and do blind flights or even 3-4-way side-by-side, stuff like that? Not very often. I just kind of taste a new one, maybe do a one-on-one comparison, and then I move on. And it wasn't until batch C922, which I've talked about to the end of the earth on the channel. C922 Larceny for me is my favorite Larceny batch. It was just dark, breakfasty, maple, all the good stuff you want. But I remember tasting all these 2023s and being like, they're all fine. C923 is kind of wacky, which makes me believe it could be glass 1 here, but I'm really not trying to guess because I just don't know these profiles well enough. But I'm pleasantly surprised right now by how different these are, how they kind of all have their own unique personality. They have a backbone, similar to Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. There's a backbone here of what the profile is, and I think Larceny has figured that out in the last 2 years because the 2020 batches were kind of terrible, in my opinion. They've come into their own with this line. I think the blending is better, and the fact that these are so differentiatable. Yeah, that's not a word. Usually I'm like, I can pull out some good words every once in a while. Tonight is not that night. So we're just going to keep going here. Let's go back to glass A. Jens Tube says, guys, why are we comparing whiskey? Can't we just be happy there's... Oh, geez. Yeah, we're not going to get into that tonight. You're not going to get into that. Yeah, Toshi, I did mention on the Weekly Jam I wouldn't be live, but we're doing this little pop-up blind, and then I'm going to jump off. 30 minutes. We're 18 in, so we're good. All right, I'm going to go reverse order now on the palate, starting from the tame glass 3 to the spicy 2 to the funky cream cheesy 1. All right, so starting with 3. I'm also now realizing that if my mic sounds weird or just different than normal on live streams, it would be because I have a certain button that is accidentally pressed on my channel strip. Give me 2 seconds. I was bypassing all of my compression and EQ settings there because I was going raw into the computer, and I was EQing things after the fact because I'm using that close mic now on these recent top 5 videos. Anyways, that's just for you audio guys out there. So I need to put the effects back on now so that I can kill out a little background noise and stuff. Okay. Regular Jake, I will talk about these rare characters at the end of the stream. It will, Mo. It will only be 30 minutes. Yes, it will. All right. Oh, yes. Lynn with some good micro batch talk on Michter's tenure. Guys, I got to get the... Look, I heard that someone else had mentioned about making a micro batch shirt. I have no claim to that term, but I do feel that it has become a definitive part of the channel after all of this catastrophic drama. And I will send a fake cease and desist to anyone that makes a micro batch shirt before I do, I want to get a micro batch shirt. If anybody out there has connections of how to get like made to order t-shirts that I don't have to stock in my house and ship from here, that we can just order online, someone please let me know. I can do the research myself, but I just haven't yet. But if anyone knows somebody that will do this, I want to put it together. I want to get a run of micro batch shirts out there. Glass 2 is a standout for me. Even with a little bit of that burnt profile. This is going to come down to... Well, Glass 3 is very balanced. But it's so underwhelming on the palate for some reason. It's just not there. Glass 3 is just not there. That is last place. So it's good to be able to separate this out. So now we're down to the top 2. Yeah, JG, most t-shirt companies don't micro batch. Joe, I actually, you're right, man. But see, I wanted to get the Drums and Drams logo redone, so I've avoided putting the logo on anything for probably 2 years now. I just need to get it redone by somebody. I need to eat the cost and find someone that could do it. It needs to be way less ornate than the first logo was. But yeah, I think you're like, that would be cool. A pocket logo here, hashtag micro batches on the back. I like that. Matt's going in on a nano batch. You should make a nano batch of the micro batch shirts and a pico batch of the nano batch shirts. We've gone too far. We've strayed too far from God on this live stream. Okay. Glass 1 now. Man, Glass 1 is sweet. It's that funky cream cheese thing, though, that is throwing me a little. It's just kind of disjunct glass A. I think there's just a lot of weird notes. Glass B feels more assured of its profile, down the middle. It knows what it is. I gotta go B. Or 2. I gotta go Glass 2 is in first. Glass 1 is in second. Glass 3 is in third. Now, I will make a guess here on what these are. Just to profile memory of these things. Excuse me. I think third place is A123. I think second place is C923. And I think first place is B523. So let's see what's going on here. In third place, underwhelming profile, faint in the glass, good balance and everything is... Oh, shoot. B523. Okay. So I said very balanced, but flat. Falls totally flat for me on the palate. And compared to these other two, when you're nosing it in the glass, it's like nothing's there. So I thought that was going to be my standout. So now I'm really curious if A123 actually won this. Because I think this next one, this still falls in line with what I think. That the next one is probably C923. Oh my God, it's not. Wow. So I thought the funky cream cheese thing was going to be C923. Because I remember when I reviewed it, I was like, oh, there's this butteriness that I don't really like. I don't really know what's going on with it. No, second place, A123 with the funky cream cheese. Shit, guys. Well, this means C923 is the winner. And I have these in the exact same order that Fred did. I mean, he didn't have B in his top 100, but there you go. Winner tonight, C923. It's good. It's good. Now, compared to C922, I don't know. And so what we're going to do on Monday on the weekly dram, week 2 of 2024 is compare this C923 to the new A124. We'll review the A124 by itself, probably halfway through Monday's video. Then we'll put it next to this, see how it stacks up, and we'll go from there. Well, I'm going to do one more sip of this C923. We're not done here just yet. We'll do a quick little bonus tasting here at the end of a rare character. We'll just talk about it for a second, and then I'll jump off. C923 in this flight feels the most comprehensive of the bunch. But A123 is, even for me with this cream cheese note, shockingly good on the palate. But wow. So tonight, C923 is the winner. That's crazy. All right, guys. So, wow. All right. Yeah, Philip, A124 is already out. Before you go, again, we're not done, but please, we got 144 in here right now live. If you're catching the replay as well, please hit that like button. That would help so much. A few bottles arrived today, guys, as you can see here on the table. I way overpaid for 2 of these. All right. A batch, A batch barrels. I am right now sourcing other samples of different lettered batches from Michter's 10-year bourbon 2023. I am sourcing, others that I can, and I'm going to do something either on a live stream or on a video. I'm not sure exactly what, to compare those blind and see if the A batches really do come out on top. So I have 3 different A barrels here, one of them open, which was just included in the Whiskey of the Year lineup, today's video. If you haven't watched that, please go watch 5, 4, and 3. They're out already. This one's, I've done some damage on this one, and I have a sample from Joe over here, which is also solid. So I have a lot of A's to choose from, and I'm looking for some others. Then these also arrived today. These are 15-year, 4-month Rare Character Exceptional Series. I've got 2 of them. And this is coming in at 138.2 proof. It's the malt whiskey, which is presumably, the rumor is Heaven Hill, 65% malt, 35% corn. Or is it 35% barley? No, 65% malt, which is barley, sorry. And I think 35% corn is the mash. Jeez, I had a weird brain fart there. Anyways, 138.2. And I remember tasting the 14 years that came out kind of at the beginning of these exceptional casks hitting earlier in the year, and someone sent me a sample of the 14. Blew me away. I couldn't believe it. Joe, I got to see. I think I might have maybe a little under an ounce left or something. I'll let you know. I'm still on the lookout. I think it's 0293 is your barrel. I'm still on the lookout for one of those. If I see it, I'm buying it. So anyways, this rare character stuff, even though it is malt whiskey, you do smell a little bit of that. Kind of coffee. It's not really a great way to put it. It's kind of like, it smells granular in some ways. That's like not a great way to describe it, but it smells like it has a texture. Yeah, it smells granular, smells coffee, dark. If you say malty, that makes people envision something that I don't think is quite accurate about this. When people think malty, they often think bright honey malty when you consider like a 10-year single malt scotch. It's not quite there. It's darker. But the flavor concentration or the aroma concentration on this is out of this world at 138. And it tastes, it's one of the best. This is so good. If you guys see any of these 13 to 15-year-old picks, Rare Character Exceptional Malt, jump on these. I'm telling you, jump on them. They're not cheap. They're like $2 or $2.50, $150 maybe on the lower end, $150 to $250 retail. These are significant whiskeys. They are single barrels, but they're significant whiskeys. So that's it, guys. I don't know what I'm going to do about these because they got here today, and I haven't filled my last 2 remaining spots. I have them all worked out already in my top 5, and then I get these today, and I'm going, what do I do? Because if I put these up against those tonight, I don't know what's going to happen. So there might be some adjustments happening in my list. I don't know. But that's neither here nor there. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for checking out this live stream, which was kind of like a video, kind of like a live stream. We hit 30 minutes now. We're going to sign off. Hit that like button on your way out. Thank you. Tomorrow and the next day will be my number 2 and my number 1 whiskeys of the year. I think there might be a pop-up live stream on Saturday night. So keep your eyes peeled for the pop-up live on Saturday. Maybe, maybe not. We will have to just see. Scotch Sunday this week, Macallan 12 Sherry Oak. And Monday, we're back again with the weekly dram, Larceny A124 review, getting into next week, which will feature the 1924 Old Forester that everybody has been looking forward to for quite some time. That's going to do it. Cheers, guys. Congrats to Larceny C923, then A, then B, an order that absolutely shocked me. Cheers. Have a good night. And thanks for supporting the channel.